Morning, everyone. In the today's class of robotics, we would like to discuss the extension of these control systems that we are discussing presently. And we all know that the control systems majorly existing with respect to two classifications, that is open loop and closed loop. And moving on with respect to the subclassifications, we are having this centralized single robot control with respect to the model predictive control. Just we have been discussed in the yesterday's class in previous 2 or 3 classes, that it clearly specifies the working scenario, how the required outputs will be getting achieved by monitoring with respect to this control system, by getting the feedback from the manufacturing region to the reference channel, and if at all there is any minimal errors caused in the working process, those will be getting rectified with the help of the standard data, and that too comparable with respect to the ASME standards, American Society of Mechanical Engineering or American Society of Testing Materials. Related to that particular strategy, the standard results, the comparison will be getting done, and the respective output is being achieved. So till now we have a detailed look regarding the centralized robot control system. In both the cases, there is open loop and closed loop, which are operated either in the conventional mode and even in the unconventional mode also, with the help of programming, with the help of this PLC control systems, and with the help of this PID control systems also, proportional, integral, and derivative control systems. And on a combinational system also, as per the convenience, as per the situational basis, as we have been discussed in the applications of the robots, they will be having the huge number of applications where the human involvement is not at all possible. These robots plays a major role indeed to commence the overall functionalities with greater accuracy and within the less time factors and high efficiency levels. And now we'll be discussing regarding this decentralized multiple robot control systems in the present class. Coming to the decentralized concepts. So what is meant by decentralization in the sense? Previously, we had a detailed look related to the centralized control system. So centralized control system in the sense, almost all the data will be existing in the bulk accessing computer. As we have been discussed, let us see this particular diagram. So here, for example, in the case of central accessing device, here the global control system plays a major important role, that is centralized, and directly this system will be giving the signals to the drones. Drones are nothing but the robotic devices. So directly this bulk computer or global control system, with the help of this bus interface unit, will be directly in contact with respect to this robotic devices without having these local controllers. But in the today's class, we are going to discuss the decentralization concept. So why this decentralization is much more important? See here in the global coordinate system or global control system, will be having the n number of data existing in it related to different processes For example, temperature oriented operational process will be having some data. For general progressing of the machining processes, either milling, drilling, etc., or the mechanical process, will be having the separate data. For verification channel, we will be having the separate data. For confiding data, we will be having the another type of data. So n number of data will be having in the global control system. But how far it will be getting access to the individual machineries or individual robots directly to examine whether the commencement of work is going in a correct way or not. And as per the phase references, the localities will be getting deferred. For example, take an industry. Input channel will be separate. Processing will be separate. Next, inspection will be separate. Packing will be separate. Storage will be separate. And dispatching unit to the transportation system, the means of the transport system, it will be separate channel. So at each and every channel, the decentralized network, nothing but overall the data related to that particular channel, input channel in the sense, input related information should be stored in it. Simultaneously, the machining or processing unit, entire the processes which are commencing in the particular unit will be having the complete information in it. Inspection unit. So how many types of inspection process are getting progressed over there? We'll be having a detailed information in it. How many testing references has been considered, in what machining process the inspection is put in progress, on what kind of materials it has been progressed, per hour how many specimens are being measured, how many are executed, how many are having the defects. So this and all of the information should be existed at that particular unit. So like that, in depth to each and every unit will be having different identification factors. Based upon that factors, the quality of the object or quantity of the object will be managed. We all know that for the case of the best marketing sector, demand is a major factor. So how the demand will be achieved for the product? If the quality and quantity, we all know that Q square is directly proportional to the D. So here Q square, so double Q. One Q is for the quality and another Q is for the quantity. So both has been satisfied by the manufacturer, automatically the product's demand will be very much high in the marketing sector. So hence we have been concluded that Q square is directly proportional to the D. So here decentralization plays a major role indeed to commence or indeed to increase the quality or quantity and decrease the lead timings, nothing but transfer of the material from one zone to the another zone by utilizing the pallets process or trolleys process, etc. Will be getting gradually minuted and different sub levels will be splitted into groups, and those will be established within the industry itself. If at all that has been progressed, the major global control system will split the information to its sublevels as per the particular task of grasping information. For example, this is the global control system, which is having the overall data that the products are being manufactured within that entire the industry. The input level of information, what is the type of material that we are utilizing related to that information, what are the different types of processes that are being progressed related to that while having the information. And moving on to it, after getting the progress, the inspection process, and how many objects has got inspected will be having the detailed information regarding it. So in such a way, packing sections, dispatching sections, separating as per the vendor specifications and means of transportations for each and every ways or every channel, that it will be maintaining a particular individual local controller. So that local controller will get the compete compatibility in between the input instructions to the machinery unit, which is automatically controlling. So automatically controlling machinery unit, in the sense we can call it as a robot. So without the human involvement, based on the programming, the system need to be get run for different tasks. So that is nothing but the robot. Hence, indeed to have a perfect ratio, nothing but having the perfect qualitative products generation, quantitative products generation, and increase the demand, it should be exercised in its pattern oriented perfectly. Hence, this localized controllers will seek the basic set of instructions from the global controller and will guide individually to that particular machinery devices. So see, we are having the clear-cut information, localized controller, which is getting the information from the global controller, and this controller will energize or give the instructions directly to the machineries for getting operated. Either it may be of the similar operations or can be varied in different operations. Nothing but one is the milling operation and another one is the drilling operation. One is the drone that will be covering towards the one side direction, and another one is the drone that will be connecting to the another side direction. But for both the drones, only the unique local controller is being giving the instructions for its operations. All right. So that is the category here. And simultaneously, this local computer will be energizing 2 or 3 drones, and another controller will be energizing 2 or 3 machineries. And the feedback also will be getting led by this localized controller. If at all any errors that are being occurred, those will be getting minuted by a particular sequence of operations. That is the speciality of this fully decentralized multi-robot control systems. In depth, these multi-robots need to cooperate to achieve the common goal. So how will be competing this particular common goal point? Say the soccer ball possession of a taking a possession of a soccer ball and need to attempt the score. So what is the situation it is going to be happened, in the sense the robots, almost all the robots simultaneously to shot after the goal. So almost all the robots should be ready and should be accessed for the goal targeting and should throw the ball towards the target for closing all the shots. So n number of persons will be activating or energizing that particular task, and instead of that particular n number of persons, the robots plays a major role to switch on mode for getting accessed towards the target. Then there one more example, it is the cell phone transmission protocols, such as the common system monitoring access. It can provide the inspiration for dispersing actions. According to the time factor, the common signals that will be getting monitored by the single controller. See, normally in network, we'll be having the Airtel network or BSNL network or else Geo networks. One tower will be giving the or sending the information, and if there is any query that has been raised by the customers, that will be again re-accessed by it to the n number of robots. Nothing but our cell phone is one of the robot. It is machine, it is programmed. So the signal from the tower is being transferred to, for example, we can say 1 lakh robots, 1 lakh mobile robots. And if there is any, in that 25 to 30,000 mobiles will be having the less or poor connectivity towards the internet. So that query or in the form of a message will be given to the customer care point of view. So almost this 1 lakh customers, if there is having any of the lagging, the tower will be having the capability of monitoring its access to that 1 lakh mobiles or any some other mobiles which are coming to the its frequency levels. Its frequency level in the sense the area that its signal strength is existing. Hence, this common signal monitoring authority will be getting accessed within a particular frequency levels or radiation limitations. But this robot or mobiles can be extended. So, for example, we will be having here, for example, in the Guntur, and if I have moved from Guntur to Vijayawada, the signal will be showing or getting its access from the nearest tower, and those towers will be getting energized with respect to the satellite connectivity. The satellite connectivity will be controlled to the by the major controlling unit where it has been having the company's background. So from that zone is the basic controller, basic accessing device. So the concept of decentralized under here. So monitoring will be existing in the Geo company, and those which is viewing in the form of an program will be sent to the satellite, that is the second decentralized, and satellite to n number of zones throughout the India in n number of states, n number of districts, n number of mandals, n number of villages or cities that we are having. So that is the decentralization. So connectivity or the change access will be exist only by the company that will be giving the entire editing schedules to the satellite and satellite to different subcontrol systems to that particular towers which are having under this subs control status, and from that antenna to or tower to n number of mobiles having the strength or frequency in the case of bandwidth increasing or decreasing. Next one, the distributed and decentralized control algorithms and are typically used for coordination tasks. Nothing but coordination in the sense having the mutual contact for commencementing of these algorithms for perfect ratio of works. In that, the implicit communication via global data objects explicit communication via unicasting and multicast or broadcast in order to increasing its bandwidth. See, in need to increase its variation levels, forwarding the messages that has been occurred by defaultly, just we have been discussed presently till now. So implicit communication. So implicit in the sense a slight modifications or that will circulate the information to starting point to the ending point of the robot in different channels. So information tackling or information transferring, we'll call simply then information transferring from the base zone to the n number of subunits and subunits to the n number of objects that are being operated under that particular control. Coming to the point of this explicit communication, unicast. So here explicit in the sense that limits to some communications only. For example, here we are having a best example. Suppose I have recharged my mobile with respect to unlimited data. And in that also it is showing that per day it will be 1.5 GB or 2 GB of internet data. If it has been completed, then it will be getting sub-accessed again. So there is an unicast. Next one is an multicasting. So passing of the information to different mobiles. So here the Wi-Fi connectivity coming into the post. So Wi-Fi and one router will be having the capacity for connecting, for example, okay, 10 mobiles. 10 mobiles router ద్వారా connectivity ఇవ్వచ్చు. So connection input connection ఒకటే, but it can give the signals to different robots, nothing but 10 other devices. So explicitly, so explicit in the sense we can control it. So 10 కాకుండా 8 చేయొచ్చు, 5 చేయొచ్చు, 4 చేయొచ్చు. So unicast in the sense there is no any doubt, there is only the single to single, nothing but on a cable connection wire ఇచ్చేవాళ్ళు కదండి పాతకాల పద్ధతిలో, that will be just have to pin to the television, simple, that's it. Or else the data cable which will be giving connectivity to the CPU. ఇంకా ఒక డివైస్ తప్పితే ఇంకా దేనికి కూడా నెట్ రాదు, cable connectivity, that is unicast. So information is limited to only that particular task. Will be having a particular IP address. IP address ki aa cable ki maatrame vastadi. Multicasting Wi-Fi router. Just now we have seen the example. So single lo unna gaani opportunity entavaraku aithe undo antavaraku kuda circulate avutundi. Right? This is otherwise called as the broadcast also. And దీనికి కావాల్సిన మనకి ఏంటండి, increasing of its bandwidth, nothing but the frequency level, increasing of the frequency level, radiographic effect. Hence these messages will be a default, it will be fixed to a maximum bandwidth, for example 2 gigahertz of frequency, 3 gigahertz of frequency. Based upon that only, that particular 10 devices which has multi broadcasting will be having the limitation, whether it may be of the unlimited or limited. That has to be set again by the controller. So కోళ్ళు వచ్చేసరికి అన్లిమిటెడ్ పెట్టించుకుంటారు, కోళ్ళు వచ్చేసరికి 2 GB చాలని అంటారు, కోళ్ళు 5 GB చాలని అంటూ ఉంటారు. So hence that will be getting limited to a maximum extent. 2 GB with mobile lo kuda 50% or 70% అయిపోగానే immediately it will be giving a small message to us that so today's limit 50% is crossed. Like that we'll be having the communication also. So that is the decentralization concept. So one way to another way, but in between the decentralization, controllers plays a major role and need to have a better strategy. We'll be looking over here. Each robot swarm has one leader, either it may be of a human or robotic. So human and name controller, he or she will control or monitor the entire control system and making the global decisions. So global decisions in the sense here this global control system will be monitored by the single person, and based upon the modifications done here, the data will be transferred to the n number of subsystems here, that is local controllers, and these local controllers will monitor the subsystems. So subsystems robots, drones bottle robots and అనుకోండి. So n number of robots are drones, and each robot swarm has localized control for autonomous actions. So autonomous in the sense the self actions. So as per the given program or as per the given input conditions, particular robots will be energized. And this is the decentralized multiple robot concepts. Coming to the point of this machine learning, how the information that is transferring by this global computer to the controller to the local controller is getting accessed, is getting energized, or actually, and it is being getting progressed. We'll be having a clear cut information here. Controllers with high computational demand or unidentified systems can benefit from machine learning algorithms. See here, where indeed to transfer the information from global channel to the sub channel and sub channel to the different robots, as we have discussed recently, be having a particular channel maintenance here. So that is called a neural network channel. This require a discretization as output in continuous mode. So continuously it should be in contact with respect to the system. అవి జనరేట్ చేసే ఇన్పుట్స్ ని ఆర్ ఇన్స్ట్రక్షన్స్ ని ఫార్వర్డ్ చేయాలి. ఫార్వర్డ్ చేసిన దానికి రిలేటెడ్ గా వర్క్ ఓరియంటేషన్ జరగాలి. వర్క్ జరిగిన దానికి రిలేటెడ్ గా ఫీడ్బ్యాక్ ఛానల్ వెళ్ళాలి. ఫీడ్బ్యాక్ దగ్గర నుంచి అగైన్ ఇఫ్ దర్ ఇస్ ఎనీ ఎర్రర్ దట్ షుడ్ బి ఐడెంటిఫైడ్, ఆ ఎర్రర్స్ అనేది మళ్ళీ సాల్వ్ చేయడానికి కంట్రోలర్ సిగ్నల్స్ ని మెషినరీ ప్రాసెసింగ్ యూనిట్ కి ఇస్తుంది. ప్రాసెసర్ యూనిట్ ఆ ఎర్రర్స్ ని రెక్టిఫై చేస్తుంది. అండ్ నెక్స్ట్ మళ్ళీ ఇన్స్పెక్షన్ ప్రాసెస్ వచ్చినప్పుడు డిజైర్డ్ ఇన్పుట్ కండిషన్స్ అండ్ రిఫరెన్స్ ఛానల్ నథింగ్ బట్ ది డిఫాల్ట్ కండిషన్స్ మ్యాచ్ అయ్యే విధంగా వర్కౌట్ చేస్తాం. సో ఇదంతా కూడా చాలా ఫాస్ట్ గా జరిగిపోవాలి. ఫర్ దట్ దిస్ రిగ్రెషన్ ట్రీస్ ప్లేస్ మేజర్ రోల్. లార్జ్ స్టోరేజ్ యూనిట్ రిక్వైర్మెంట్స్ ఉంటాయి, అంటే బల్క్ ప్రొడక్షన్ యూనిట్స్ అండి. అంటే ఒక చిన్న చిన్న మేకులే ఉన్నాయని అనుకోండి, మ్యానుఫ్యాక్చరింగ్ ఆఫ్ నెయిల్స్ 1 inch 2 inches 3 inches. So that will be of a bulk production and it should be executed very much faster. For that regression trees anedi one of the channel or controlling channel will be utilizing for transferring information to the machineries. Bayesian's network will be utilized, and reinforcement learning, increasing of its strength and increasing of its productivity, we can say there is reinforcement learning. And even the basic approach is to simulate the system under some of the conditions by giving a particular range and collecting the information of output to the set limitations the machinery can progress or not. So before going to the reality, simulation is the process that before going on to the reality, before going to the actual process, simulation will be considered in the laboratory process. We can say this is a laboratory process before going to the reality, whether it can be computable or not, to identify or to verify. So we'll be giving an input and setting the targets, and based upon that processing units will be getting verified, and clearly we will be getting the data as an output, and that data is in between the ranges or not, we'll be verifying. So if it is within the particular range of accessing, then automatically for approximately it's equal, then we will be going to the real time phase of accessing. So here the algorithm plays a major role. This is a predictive filter. Predictive, we all know that prediction in the sense the futuristic agitations. So whatever the errors that will be obtaining based upon this program or this based upon this working agitation, we have already visualized in the simulation process itself. సో రియాలిటీలో అటువంటి ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ రాకుండా ముందు జాగ్రత్తగా predictive filter will be taking the concerned decisions. Nothing but what type of errors will be identifying in the case of reality. Already we have learned in the simulation technique itself. సో అలాంటివి మళ్ళీ లైవ్ యాక్షన్స్లో ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అయితే concerned rectification methodologies will be given by this predictive filter. And nominally the system, which give the adaptation algorithms to the neural networks. Neural networks in the sense the channels that is being maintaining between the n number of systems. So optimizer is the best controller, one of the mini controller that decreases the time, and within the particular time the entire task will be getting accessed. So if there is any n number of processes to be commenced on a single object, those will be completed and will be summated towards the data. It's a mutual contact of reference system, and if at all the errors has been identified, that will be getting retrained process, that will be calling a retrained process, that will be getting rectified completely by this online model refinement. This is one of the best technology that is being utilized in present days in n number of industries for a better accuracy generating in the point of geometrical conditions, or improving of the quality, or improving or maintenance of the particular quantity, and hence will be getting the highest efficiency levels. So for these concepts, what are the different taxonomy of faults existing will be handling. So taxonomy in the sense it's an classification channels which will be having maintained within the industry. So there is an will be looking after one by one. System reliability. So we all know that reliability in the sense unknown factors to be exempted. So whatever we doesn't know, that should be omitted. So taxonomy in the sense what else the problems which are creating to the system for processing, that problem should be rectified. So for that rectification, what are the factors to be followed? This is the flow chart for solving the errors generating. Nothing but repairing the generating of errors. So first one, it is an system reliability and non-redundant systems, fault avoidable. So non-redundant systems in the sense that can be monitored or not, will be having a clear-cut examination, and faults will be getting avoided. For the case of these redundant systems, we are having another two more sub-classifications. What is the fault? Another detect chali. Next, fault tolerance systems. So a fault, next, it is genuine or not, has to be identified. For that, masking tendency or dynamic redundancy. Masking in the sense nominally within the default conditions, it will be rectified simultaneously. If at all in the process a new problem has been arrived, so indeed to solve that new problem which has been identified, there will not be having any data here to modify. So for that, we'll be having the online detection or masking. Nothing but external resource, nothing but retraining the monitoring, the recognition of those problems, and next repairing or maintenance activity by the external persons will be commenced. Nothing but a computer fault masking and సో ఇన్పుట్ నుంచి డిఫరెంట్ మాడ్యూల్స్ ప్రకారంగా వస్తూ ఉంటాయి. అండ్ ఒక ఏదైనా మాడ్యూల్లో కనుక ప్రాబ్లం అచీవ్ అయితే that particular module will be immediately replaced with respect to the spares that we are being having here, and hence that voter or processor will be getting executed by multiplexing. So combination or this combination of this n number of outputs to a single channel and generating a particular output. So this is a fault mask, nothing but a component of a control system, either it may be of a sensor or actuator or particular logic, there's a PLC logic or a PID controllers. It can be implemented in the redundancy to provide the assurance of the correct operation. So whether the obtained operation is correct or not, it is existing to the feasible limitations or not, and as per the scenario it is getting progressed or not, we'll be having a detailed markup, and based upon that the entire work will be getting progressed, and different at different phases the works will be getting progressed. So different parts are prepared, and the parts will be entering to the assembly channel, and this assembly channel, at this assembly channel the fitting sections will be getting progressed. So n number of parts will be getting in contact to a single constituent, and this will model as a basic output. So this is the entire multi-level of segments and how it is being implemented within the industry and within the processing zones to a maximum level in order to increase the efficiency levels or production incrementing channel at different phases, and every individual monitoring the individual machineries or individual robots, and those will be getting, those outputs will be getting again accumulated to a major unit that is called assembly channel, it's a voter, and constituting as a basic output, and that will then compare to with respect to the input, and tie-up will be accessed. This is the decentralized concepts, right? Thank you. We'll be moving on with the new topic in the next class.